Moving to the interior of 25 Ormond Road, Elwood, I just thought I'd point out these beautiful Italian tessellated tiles that we just actually recently had laid, again to reinstate the original, features of the building that have been lost over the years. As I said, about a 100-year-old building. Hopefully you can pick up from the photographs how much work's gone into the windows, again in really good condition. And the LED lights and the door as you walk in. Little entrance foyer. Rather specific, but probably timely to mention that we've actually rewired the whole house, and the electric panel, which you can see here, the electric mains has all been upgraded. Immediately to your right is the lounge room, which could also be a master bedroom, a very large one at that. Beautiful bay window, very high ceilings, and we've chosen pretty grand light fittings because you kind of need it with such big rooms. Air conditioning, which is pretty much new. A lot of the things you see in the house are about 12 months old because I think, as I mentioned before, we weren't planning to relocate. We thought this was going to be almost a forever home, so we did things really well. Another favourite feature is this beautiful little LED light window, which on a really sunny day looks quite stunning. All of those plantation shutters were actually replaced in the last year as well. And then over here to the original fireplace. We've actually put a gas insert in here, so you get all the benefits of an almost real looking fireplace at night without the mess of cleaning up the next morning. A lot of people compliment us on the boards as well. Moving out and towards the master bedroom. Again, a pretty generous sized room. Beautiful pink glass in the windows. And I don't know if you can pick it up, but there's quite a nice outlook there. It's quite green out of the bedroom window. We find the bedroom's really quiet, particularly the back bedroom. And I'll zoom right in on the fire because, again, these beautiful old fireplaces look like they've never been used because they're really immaculate. Now, we always think that you can never have too much storage, so we've got these rather tall wardrobes. You probably would need a stool to get to the top of them, but better to use a stool than to have insufficient storage. And at the bottom, there's drawers for shoes and wiring for the TV. Into the hallway, where you can see some really major work that we recently had completed. Originally, the house, typical of its era, was quite compartmentalised. So we had a dining room here and then like a scullery cupboard, we called it, and then a really small kind of inefficient kitchen. So we undertook some pretty major works to open it up. There was a fireplace in the middle of the house which basically held up the roof. So we had, I think it was 6 foot into the ground steel poles put in, creating a loop over the house so that they could remove all of the infrastructure and the house was still stable. In fact, we over-delivered on that. We did use a structural engineer to draw up the plans. We used a registered builder, and it was all overseen by council's building inspectors. So again, you can be confident that, or we wanted to be confident that things were done extremely well. You can see on the ceiling there's 2 LED lights being put in as well. Skylights. It's not a dark house, but we just wanted to be able to have a particularly bright and open house. I think that was a big part of our thing when we opened up the insides. Now this could very easily, if you turn the formal living room, formal lounge room into a bedroom, into a master bedroom, you could very easily, put a big modular lounge suite here and turn this into an open plan living area. We've used it as a dining space. Now, up there is a loft. You simply pull down the flap or the door and down comes a staircase, a ladder rather, and it leads you to probably the size of a very big bathroom or a small bedroom. It's sealed, and our brief to the designer was not to use cheap plastic core flute, but to do it properly with timber. And it was all sanded, lacquered. I wanted it to be done in such a way that you could put linen or bedding up there and it didn't feel dirty. So it's a really good, clean storage space, which we found really useful. More air conditioning, again, all new units. Into the kitchen, we spared no expense with the kitchen. We wanted it done really well, so we used a small or boutique company based in Brighton to do this, and we were really happy with the results. beautiful stone. All the standard sort of thing you'd expect of a good quality kitchen, like soft touch drawers. All the obvious things like recycling and bin stowed away. An obscenely expensive tap, but you get what you pay for, I guess. And then an incinerator. We chose Neff for the oven and cooktop, which proved to be a really good choice. Great quality goods, relatively new brand in Australia. And again, really tall storage. Some of it, the very top shelf, might for some people require a stool to get to the top, because some of them are very tall. But again, we thought, why not take full advantage of all this height? So there's truckloads of storage in the kitchen, under bench lighting. And a favourite here, this is a fantastic place to sit and have a coffee and read a book, or often sit there and chat to friends who are sitting at the bar having a wine, so it's a really nice spot. Had an upholstered leather cushion made. Dishwasher. And light fitting. And again, you can see the skylights. All the plaster was again replaced when we rebuilt in this area, because it was just better to do that than to try and patch it. We just wanted things to look really seamless and finished. Takes us into the secondary bedroom. Again, a fairly good sized bedroom considering the era of the home. And another beautiful wrought iron fireplace. Original reproduction light fittings. And very generous wardrobes, and into these we put mirrors again to make the space feel super big. It's just practical. And one of my favourite things is actually this window. You get the beautiful outlook. I think I mentioned that on the exterior. Really lovely to lay in bed in the mornings and have a breeze coming through there. Takes us to the bathroom, the main bathroom. Loads of storage above and below. A super deep and long bath, so really practical. Rain, I think you call them rain shower heads or something, and a sort of standard one as well. Lots of mirror, very practical. And another skylight up there. I had an idea of making that into a vertical garden on that wall, so I had the lighting put in, but I never got around to doing it. So if anyone's a keen gardener, that would be a pretty cool thing to put up there. And again, quite a nice outlook, green. I love these tiles. As I said, on the exterior, these are bifold, so you can open that up in summer, which is really nice. Leads you off to the right to the second bathroom. Really practical, just a basic sort of bathroom, but very practical. Facility for tumble dryer, washing machine. New fences. I don't know if I mentioned that on the exterior. And that leads us into another little room, which we use as a gym, particularly with the recent lockdown. That's been very practical. But we used to use it as a home office, which was also really, really great as well, because it's very quiet out the back. I think previous owners had it as a kids' playroom. The other thing that previous owners of the home had permission for was to knock this whole back off the house, which we didn't think was sensible, but it had been approved before within the realms of the heritage listing of the home to knock these two rooms off to make a larger backyard. But we personally felt that it was better left as it was. And aside from that, the front garden provides a fantastic opportunity for social gatherings. Unusual, but very, very cool to gather at the front, I think. Hey, all the neighbouring restaurants do. So we hope you like what you see. That is 25 Ormond Road, Elwood, and I'll finish with these lovely LED lights.